edition, another live stream. We are going to be talking about some really cool stuff tonight, and it is going to be shocking. There's some very interesting developments so we're going to start here with Californians deciding on minimum wage. Voting's awesome, isn't it? So some of the things in November that they're going to be talking about in California are, rent control and things like that. So 10 ballot measures addressing a wide range of issues, including minimum wage, rent control, public safety, taxes, and education. And don't you worry, we're gonna get to across the pond here real soon. But we're going to start here in America. So here's some of the state constitutional amendments that they're going to be doing, and California current constitution says that it only says that it's basically the marriage, who it is defined as, who it can be between. They're going to change that. So yes vote on ballot measure means, it's already legal, but they're just going to put the language in there basically. And come on, I want that guy. I want that. Get it out, Skeeter. It's probably Gates, Skeeter. Got him. So yes vote on the ballot, Prop 5, local taxes to fund housing. Yes vote means threshold to pass such bonds would reduce from 2/3, blah, blah, blah. Make it easier for local governments to approve bonds and special taxes for affordable housing. So affordable housing. And, ACA, ban forced prison labor by abolishing that. Basically putting it akin to slavery, because, when you break the law, you should be able to do whatever the heck you want and go into a nice term at the prison and be very comfortable. Very good. First ever voted sanctioned education construction bond, Proposition 51, 2016, which authorized $7 billion more for the black hole to repair public school facilities in California. That is on the ballot for a $10 billion education bond, because when you have a problem, the best thing to do is to just keep chucking money at it. $10 billion bond aimed at prioritizing safe and affordable drinking water, wildfire protection or prevention, sustainable agriculture. So basically, if you're a farmer, they're going to tax the crap out of you and allocate at least 40% of $10 billion to disadvantaged communities. So yeah, your typical California stuff. All this right here. Let's see, Living Wage Act, as if the fast food wages thing didn't really teach them a lesson. They're going to really crush the businesses. They're going to go in and basically make it so they have to pay more and more. So basically what will happen is they'll just hire less and less, and they'll use more technology and innovation, and people will lose their jobs. Instead of have a fleet of people doing a good restaurant's work, they'll have kiosks like they do at Crap Donald's and other things like that. So if passed, California's minimum wage will be the highest in the nation, surpassing the 17 minimum in the District of Columbia, and it'll be $18 in 2026. So, and even then, at $18 for minimum wage, it won't even be in the ballpark of a living wage, really, in any of the major cities in California. So, rent control always works. Just ask New Yorkers. Just basically means that rent will stay high, and it'll be tougher to get good affordable housing. They'll make it so you have to give first, current, and last month's rent like they do in New York. I don't know if you've ever had that, but when your rent is $2,100, why not have a deposit of $2,100, the rent of $2,100, and the last month's rent of $2,100, so $6,300 just to rent a 555 square foot rat shack somewhere in a city. So direct patient care. So all these things it just kind of gives you the crazy. But the main thing I'm talking about tonight, folks, is popular sovereignty. It's a big fancy word for voting. Let's see if Borg does his thing. Okay, seem to be out of the woods. Should be. I've got the modem literally 3 feet to the right of me, so any kind of breakup of the stream basically means that they're messing with it. So yeah, a lot of things to vote on in California, but just that little foray right there, throwing money at the education system, affordable housing and rent because no one can afford to live there and everybody's leaving. All kinds of stuff like that. So these are some of the things that we're voting on here in America. Of course, in France, they are voting. France, they are voting. France, they are voting. France, come on, Borg, hit it. So we're going to get there in a moment. Before we do, we're going to talk about what I really want to talk about. I talked about actually on the crisis report. By the way, if you are not subscribed, can you please exit out and go over there and do it? Again, it's an election year because the powers that be need that old fool to be elected again. If you're not subscribed to the crisis report, in the link in the description, or one of my mods, maybe you can put the link into the chat itself. Please go over there and check your subscription and subscribe. And the reason why is because that channel has been getting hit with all kinds of extra fun. We'll just put it that, okay? I won't take you again through my internet server, but I've got a top-of-the-line modem that's about a week old. We have business class because of what my wife does. She basically does telemed at home. And, there's no reason why my stream should be breaking up at all. So, tomorrow, supposedly, there is going to be major turmoil because Joe says that only an act of God will dislodge him. Now, if you have been following this, Axios had a bunch of articles out basically saying that he is going to be forced out by people that are really trying to talk to him, and Joe doesn't want to do it. Now, this could all be for show. It really could be. He could already be like, yeah, I don't want to do it anyway, but I'll play into your little gaming and all that. So I'm not quite sure if he has already agreed to it or if he actually is just being stubborn. I will say this, is that this will take all the air out of the room, and it will, of course, overshadow here in America the political earthquakes that have happened in the UK and now France. And it'll be another political earthquake. It's almost like, folks, what people really want, they're not able to kind of, select their way out of it. You guys notice that? I don't know why that keeps doing it. They're not able to select their way out of it. So Joe is saying they'll take an act of God to remove him. Zero Hedge has another take on this. I won't repeat it. On the other hand, 7 major news organizations have a coup against him. Just the News has included all of those articles. They, of course, are some of the Democrat heavy hitters. New York Times, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, New Yorker, Chicago Tribune, Wall Street Journal, Boston Globe, and The Economist. And everybody loves The Economist, of course. We all know who owns them. These are all... Wall Street Journal is whatever, but mainly most of them are establishment, center-left kind of periodicals. And, like The Economist basically had a picture of a walker with the presidential seal on it. I don't know if you've seen that iconic picture. Not exactly a great look for Joe. So Zero Hedge just put it here. It says, "Dear liberal media, we know you are suddenly desperate to get rid of old Joe, so there is this thing called, we're going to move on, because again, you can't talk about that stuff here. Of course, you can find this on lovely Zero Hedge. According to Axios, Joe's protective bubble is fast-growing number of Democrats are basically plotting for an intervention, okay? From the Obamas, I know Pelosi actually was the one in the Axios thing and said basically she's going to go talk to Joe and say, hey, look, it's time. Again, I don't know if they're just making all this hubbub on purpose, but Joe is not really polling well. I mean, nobody right now on the Democrat ticket is actually besting Trump, with the exception of maybe Michelle Obama. But again, you know, when other polls, which, you know, polls are whatever, they're BS. Even when I was in more normal times, when I was going through my poli-sci BS degree, even they said, you know, polls are fine. They can get you close, but they're not going to, you know. And of course, some people say polls are used kind of as a tool, whatever. So, yeah, really hard to put that democracy is on the ballot, talking out how the guy saying is also saying that only God can remove him from office. So, you know, it's so fun. All this stuff, guys, all this stuff, you know, they come off and they try to play like, you know, they care, and they're trying to make the best things for the country to go on. I read an article today, and it was about, and this just shows how corporate America and political America, corporate globe, and the politics of the globe, and the money, you know, jerk faces beyond them that basically set everything. KFC in Ontario is going towards halal food. So I don't know if you've read that. Let's go out there. I had a press release, put it on the Crisis Report. Again, if you are not subscribed to the Crisis Report, please exit out and go subscribe there. It is a news thing, but they're kind of hindering it, and they're shaving off subscribers, which they've known. I've asked any creator that actually likes to talk about real stuff. If you could go there and subscribe to that, that'd be great, because I want to get it back over. Because the only way to beat it when they start doing that is for kind of an influx of subscribers to get back, then it kind of resets things. Not that I know anything. I've only been, you know, fighting this stuff for 4 years plus. You know, halal meat is being put into KFC in Ontario for obvious reasons, right? And the article, or the letter that was sent out to all the people said, hey, look, to be more inclusive, we're going to be making our meat halal certified, you know, and we're going to, you know, make sure that everything is all on the up and up for all of our new neighbors, so they can all enjoy the lovely chicken-like substance that is KFC. But then in the next paragraph, it says we're getting rid of all pork products. So my question is, like, how is that inclusive if you are excluding pork? You know, you're inclusive to where we're going to make halal the chicken, but we're not inclusive enough that we could say, you know, put bacon on that chicken sandwich, right? And I do love me some bacon on a chicken sandwich, don't you? I know I do. So that's kind of the doublespeak that happens here, especially with corporate America, you know, authoritarian, fascist, political, corporatist America. They say, you know, everything is inclusive and golden rainbows and unicorns and all that. Meanwhile, they're doing everything they can to basically mold things to their desires, right? Which doesn't really include your desires, okay? So this is happening to Joe. They're basically trying to make, because they know the writing's on the wall. Joe's going to get his butt kicked, and because of that, they're gonna do everything they can to get him to step aside, step down. So the people that have said step aside are Minnesota Representative Angie Craig. Too risky to allow people to choose Orange Man bad. Representative Lloyd Doggett said he's hopeful and that he will step down. Representative Raul Grijalva, what he needs to do is shoulder the responsibility for keeping that seat, and part of the responsibility is to get out of his race, per an aide of the congressman's office who spoke on the condition of anonymity. Massachusetts Representative Seth Moulton said President Joe has done enormous service to our country. So let me put this in there. How many of you guys think that America is doing well right now? Because I keep hearing that. The people in his party keep saying Joe has done a great job with what's going on. And I mean, as a guy that's running a family of 3 children and a wife and life and trying to manage all kinds of stuff, I can't go out into the world and not get someone who is just absolutely mad at the price and exorbitant expense of things. Literally, every time I go out, no matter who, whether it's the cashier, another person selecting fruit next to me at a grocery store, whatever, there's always someone saying, holy crap, did you see that price? So, economics is everything, to quote, what's his name, Democratic strategist James Carville. It's the economy, stupid. How many of you guys think the economy is doing well right now? Because I don't think it's doing so hot. Another anecdotal note, my mother-in-law's is been trying to sell her house now. We're going into month 2. And she's not really getting too many bites. And she's kind of starting to get concerned. Now, she's okay. She has a contingency plan and all this. But, people aren't knocking her door down to get in there and to see her property. Now, her property, of course, is an interesting one. But nobody's really kind of saying, hey, I want to buy this right now. And the reason why is because I think the interest rates. Q4, there was a major slowdown. Interest rates aren't going down at all. So when they come out and they say, like, hey, you guys have done a great job. Like, what are they saying they've done a great job with? Because nobody's buying houses anymore. And there's never been a more disjointed housing market. You can go to dailyjobcuts.com and you can see literally article after article after article after article of companies that are 86 in people left and right? I don't have to tell you about the grocery store. We talk about that a lot here. And it's kind of nutty. It really is, with where things have been going. We have definitely changed our purchasing and where we do it and how we do it and when we do it. So I don't think you could really put a feather in that cap either. So what I'm asking is, like, when they say that, when they say President Biden has done enormous service to our country, like, what in the F is that guy talking about? Made it so people get to take a third job because they like working a lot? Like, what is it? So, I don't know. I think what they're doing is they're hoping that all that's going to go, and because, Joe is not really well liked right now by many people in the country, that they're hoping that a change of face, change of name, whoever that may be, might get a little bit of an uptick, a little bit more pizzazz to the mouth-breathing yellow dog Democrats, as one of my professors used to say. Yellow dog Democrat is basically a Democrat that they could put a yellow dog up for the position of a representative, and they would vote for them just because it's got that big fat D next to it. So just kind of wondering. Mike Quigley said, Mr. President, your legacy is set. We owe you the greatest debt of gratitude. Like, what do we owe him a gratitude towards? Seriously. Hey, man. And thanks so much for getting us on the precipice of World War III. That was fantastic. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too negative. That's what it is. There he is. There's Orange Man Bad. Look at that evil super villain. Anybody in here of the flavor that Donnie Darko is Il Anti-Cristo? I'm not saying I do or don't believe. I'm just saying that I get comments all the time that really think that he is Old Mick, which is another name for him. So if you think that, put it in there. Tell us about it. Why? What is it about him? President Kamala? Nope. President Newsom? Nope. President Hochul? Definitely not. President Whitmer? Nope. President Tim Walz? Nope. Yeah, none of these people. Oh, these are the supporters. Whatever. Prominent Democrats that support Joe. Good. Well, I mean, wouldn't you be kind of crazy if Kamala didn't support him? I guess it'd be a little strange there. But, you know, I don't know who are owing a debt of gratitude, but I got to tell you, as we've been covering here, a lot of people are really unhappy with what's going on, so they're trying to make a change. So they're going and they're doing, you know, they're not threatening democracy. They're voting. They're using it. You know, they're using democratic methods to change things. And bada bing, bada boom, it's not working. What happened? Holy Lord. Leftist coalition set for shock victory in French election. Le Pen limps to third because Emmanuel pulled a fast one on him. You know, you got to give him credit. What he did was, it worked, but he arranged a last-minute broad left-wing coalition known as the New Popular Front. They were leading a tight French legislative election Sunday ahead of both Macron and Le Pen. Provisional estimates from 4 pollsters suggest the following projections. It's going to be Left Alliance and Macron. So you're talking the hard left and the center left. The craziest thing happened, too. I don't know if you guys have heard this. I'm not absolutely sure. But evidently the right isn't burning Paris down right now. I know. Isn't that crazy? Think about it. Last week or whenever it was, last week? 2 weeks ago? Whatever. 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, last week was the UK. 2 weeks ago, they had another vote, and the left lost, and everybody was all on board. By the way, the breakdown of the seats and how they got there percentage-wise of votes is incredibly skewed. It's very strange. It's very strange. Doesn't really seem to be representative. So when you're voting for representation and it's not representative, what do? We've covered it here. I said, you know, what's going to happen is these people are going to get mad and they're going to figure out that maybe what they're doing isn't working in other means. And that's the scary part. And that's the part that I worry about. So Macron pulled a fast one. He basically pulled some of his people off to make it so the hard left would win, and they're going to pull in this leftist government. They're already talking about putting Palestine as state status. They're going to definitely fund Zelensky. Starmergeddon from the UK came out and said, we're going to give Z-Man everything he needs, so nuclear war is marching on. So all these people in these countries are like, man, I don't want my child to go to war. I don't want copious amounts of inflation. And every time they go to like change it, there's all this like rigmarole that keeps the crap not just like going, but getting worse. So I think people are going to start to get mad. I do. I think I'm actually impressed that the right is not doing things nasty. I'm glad they're not. If the left, like if Le Pen had won, you'd definitely be hearing, like they had closed down Louis Vuitton, they closed down all these different luxury end companies, stores, storefronts. And yeah, let's just say that they didn't need to do that because the left won. So when the left wins, they don't burn crap down. When they don't burn crap down, everything is hunky-dory. So looks like the anti-national rally front worked better than anyone expected, catching the polling companies by surprise. Isn't that always funny? The polling companies get caught by surprise. It always just seems to work out in the corporate, authoritarian, fascist way. Isn't that great? Projected results suggest a coordinated anti-RN strategy under which the left and center tactically withdrew their candidates from runoffs has paid off. So not going, you know what, the people want to go more conservative. They want this. No. These people said, you know what, let's pull some bull crap. Let's do that. Let's make it so they don't get what they want. And we'll put in even further hardcore lefties. And, you know, and they're already talking about the programs. And what's one of the programs? One of the things they're talking about is getting rid of nuclear power. And if you know anything about nuclear power is the cleanest energy on the planet. There is nothing but steam that comes off of it. That's the byproduct. Because as Einstein said way back in the day, he said it's a hell of a way to boil water. So, if you know how nuclear power works, it's basically steam power, and the steam is from very clean ways. And what's the first thing these idiots want to do is get rid of it. You want clean energy on the earth right now, and in ways that we can do it en masse, you build your reactors. But of course, Vlad's going to attack them all, and we're going to have orange melted faces because, we're told every day that the East and Russia and China want to kill everybody. So it's confirmed in final voting tallies. The projection suggested that none of the three main blocs will be able easily to command a governing majority. And therein lies the problem. What's going to happen is now, from what I've read, and I did a little bit of reading before, I like to know this stuff, basically no one's going to have power. And the thing is just going to limp along with a bunch of people yelling at each other in their, assembly. And that's it. And that's what it's going to be until, something happens. Then, of course, they'll start to blame, they'll get the media involved, the far right, and all that crap. So Klaus and his friends can, keep Macron in power, and nothing gets changed. Everything just goes to SHIT, basically. So, France, congratulations, good luck. UK, congratulations, good luck. And you mark my words, I bet everything I own right now that if we make it to the popularity contest here in 4 months, here in the old America, I bet you money we'll be doing some kind of thing like this as well, where everybody will just be shocked, I tell you, shocked. I mean, I don't know about you. When I drive out, when I'm out and I'm driving, all I see the whole time is Joe Biden signs everywhere. And I go to Baltimore. Sometimes I'm in D.C. Everywhere, Joe. No, that's not true, actually. In fact, I can't think of anywhere within about a 35-mile radius. And I do live in Purple, Maryland, but I can't think of anywhere, with anybody, with anything that says, hey, yay, I'm going for JoJo. So So the new Popular Front, these are the super lefties that are coming in. They're going to really put a, big kick to the nuts of France and what's left of it. Apply its program and nothing but the program as they refuse any negotiation with Macron's party or any combination. So theoretically it would mean some disruptive changes of economic policy, which is good because it's a great time to have really disruptive economic policies because the world is doing so well. Right now the BRICS is licking its chops. And by decree, according to Mélenchon, or Melancholy, as I think he's going to become to know, undoing the pension reform. Oh, great. They're going to love that. Raising the minimum wage. That ought to crush any small businesses. 90% top marginal tax rate. I don't know about you, but if I was a person of industry there, if I owned one of the major industries as a French national, and they wanted to take 90% off the marginal tax rate, I would totally live there. I wouldn't move to Thailand. No way. I'd just sit there and wait to take it. And freezing prices, which of course works so well for the Soviet Union. It's literally they're like, hey man, let's get the dumbest policies possible and let's put those in. Literally the dumbest of the dumb. Look at all those. Look at those. Let's go back through. Pension reform. So basically the pension system is crumbling, so they reformed it to try to make it sustain and go a little bit longer. They're going to get rid of that, so it craps the bed early. Raising the minimum wage. California, tell us about it. Is it working well for you? No, it's not. All those businesses are getting rid of people left and right and putting in technology. I said it when I used to bartend and serve. I said, in the future, you mark my words, robots and machines will do these jobs. And people who worked around me just would laugh. They'd be like, nah, yeah, right. 50 years, 100 years maybe. I bet you in the next 5 to 10, it's already happening. I mean, look at the kiosks at McDonald's. You don't think that someone's going to have the bartender 9000, you just go up there and say, give me a Cape Cod, and all of a sudden it's going to have it made to perfect mixture waiting there and take the money. There's going to be no need for a bartender anymore, That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. 90% top marginal rate. I think that's the best one. I do. Because, if I were someone like, Jeff Bezos, let's say the French Jeff Bezos, we'll call him Jefe Bezos. Okay, so Jefe Bezos owns manufacturing over in France. They manufacture French frisbees, and it's just the greatest Le Coq Sportif, if they're even around anymore, right? And he's making, $50 million a year. I'm absolutely sure he would love to give up 45 million of that 50 million. How dumb can you get? Seriously. How dumb can you get? I lived in New York City, and it got really expensive. So you know what I did? I frickin' moved. I don't want to raise my kid there because it was too expensive. They tax you on everything. Tax you on the car. Tax you on this. Breathing tax. You just woke up out of bed tax. Everything is taxed. So we moved. Got out. Freezing prices of some of the consumer staples. I mean, freezing prices? Holy Venezuela, Cuba, Soviet Union, Batman. That's literally the dumbest thing you can do. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's never worked. It never will work. This is literally economics 101. You do that, and then all these other disjointed, unintended consequences start to happen. So Daniel Lacalle has put it, said France was going to choose between debt, more debt, and way more debt. Way more debt it is. Fascinating. Deficits and debt projections via Bloomberg. So what do you think is going to happen tomorrow when the markets wake up. I mean, I mean, probably not, because the corporates want this in there. Again, why? Because the corporates want very few choices. They want price controls. They basically want to have no competition. So they're hoping that all this crap goes down. And the reason why is because they want control over stuff, and they don't want competition. You know, you have to actually be creative and run a solid business if you have 10 other competitors. But if there's one and you're in cahoots with them, who gives a crap? You just call them up and say, what are you setting your prices at? All right, cool. See you there. So, yeah. Head of sales trading at Saxo Bank France said this is a big surprise. It's a real blow for the RN. That being said, it's not necessarily good for markets. The Nouveau Front Populaire, taking the new popular whatever the popular front, taking the lead, could generate concerns due to their program, which is the most poorly perceived by the markets. It's literally the least thing that everybody in the markets, in I'm talking small investors. I'm not talking BlackRock. BlackRock wants this, okay? They're talking the small investors. So BlackRock's already probably set their trades 2 weeks ago, and they're going to make a crap load of money, a killing. So let's go. French National Rally leader Jordan Bardella, 28-year-old, right? Because the kids aren't stupid, folks. And that's part of the problem. The people in the background that are doing this BS, they think you're stupid. They think I'm stupid. They think we're all stupid. And this crap is going to go on. That's why you're seeing 28-year-old leaders say, wait a second, I've grown up with this. I've seen this firsthand. I've seen the crap that my parents have to go through. I've seen the crap that you're forcing down our throats at every turn. I'm changing. I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to be like the other trophy winners. You know, I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to change things and do it the right way. So Jordan Bardella warns the vote has thrown France into the arms of the far left. That's exactly what's happened. And that's exactly what Macron wanted. It's exactly what Klaus wants. They want all this stuff. They want destruction. What do you think building back and trying to make it better is? You're not going to build crap back unless it completely crumbles on itself. That's what this is. So Macron now faces a total mess. He aimed to stop the party because they're conservative and they believe in, sovereign borders and, prices within control and normalcy. And God knows you can't have that, right, Klaus? No, you cannot have that. Come, Klaus. Klaus. Now it's both Lenin and, I can't say his name because you'll get the flag, leaving him stuck in the middle. So great job, Emmanuel. You just took a big fat piss all over France and basically the markets and everybody else for that matter. Seriously. Congratulations, douchebag. I hope it was worth it. So now let's go back up to the list. Let's go see. Let's go translate to all the crap that's going to happen. Pension's not going to be reformed, and they're going to put on copious amounts of debt. Minimum wage is going to crush any small businesses, and automation and all that will come in, which will make all of our services, at least in France, and we're seeing it here, really be crappy and not be good. 90% top marginal rate will make all of the Hefe Bezel Cronton move from their industry leading and go to other places and take their money away. And then, of course, freezing prices, which is just communist idiocy 101. That's where we're at. That's where these people are. So, and it's coming here. You want to see where France is in America? This is it right here, folks. California. They're voting on all that kind of stuff. Minimum wage. Sound familiar? Rent control, kind of like price control. Yep. making it so punishment against criminals isn't harsh, because them having to do work as they, pay their debt to society, can't have that. And more. So here it is. Here's a little microcosm of France in America right there. So I don't know about you, but this whole thing is really not working anymore. I put a video out to my members that I want to thank Frank. Sent it to me, and it's good. And it basically explains what's going on in the UK and explains what's going on in France. And I put it up for my members so they could watch on the in the community post. $2 a month if you just $2, less than a coffee if you want to support. Many people are, and it's growing, and I appreciate that. And basically what the guy said that we ended on was, I'm glad this is happening. Because now, what's going to happen is, people are going to really get mad. And you're going to see things two things can happen here, okay? This whole thing screws up and nothing happens, and here in not so long they do another vote, and people really go for a national rally, and people from Macron's own party, the centers, even they're like, this is just crazy now. You guys are, nuts. Nothing's ever going to happen, and they're going to move towards Le Pen, or what I think they're banking on is the people that voted for Le Pen are going to say, you know what, this didn't work. This isn't functioning. Let's go back to the center. And that's what they want. That's what I think they're hoping for. So I don't know. I could see it going either way. But I can tell you right now, the war is going to move on. The financials of the country are going to get worse and worse. This Popular Front, whatever the heck they are, they're going to just completely kick whatever's left of France's economy in the nuts with a whole bunch of crazy. They're literally planning on shutting down the nuclear plants. So I don't know if they're going to put up a bunch of wind farms or whatever, but nothing's going to get done in their parliament. I can tell you that much, because people are pissed, and now you've got 3 different groups that are all diametrically opposed to each other. And then you got that guy. Orange man bad. And then, of course, tomorrow, supposedly, the fit is going to hit the shan. And here in America, we're going to have our own little political cray-cray. And Joe's going to be forced to step down because Nancy and the other real leaders of the world, you're anyway, I'm not going to say it. The people that really select who's going to be the person in charge. I mean, is it becoming abundantly clear what really happens in all this stuff now, folks? Because I can tell you right now, for me, it's for a while now, I've pretty much gotten the picture that no matter how hard, it's the things you want to change are not going to change. And the reason why is because there's a little cabal of shitheads in the background, pardon my French, that are going to do everything they can to hold on to power. And if that means absolutely ruin everything for everyone and hurt your family, they don't care. They don't care. And they're going to keep kicking and kicking and kicking until they get what they want. And here we are. And there's your choice, America, right there. I don't know. Maybe he'll step down, maybe he won't. Maybe this whole thing is BS. I don't know. I don't really. It's frustrating. Isn't it frustrating? It's really frustrating. I think that's the big problem now, is that everybody is really, really frustrated. So we shall see. Thanks for fighting with me. God bless you all. Friends, hit the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe. Please go over to the Crisis Report, youtube.com/@CrisisReport, and subscribe there, please. Break Borg. Don't let them aid and abet all the BS that's making the world get a little bit worse, okay? You're smart enough. We should be able to get news from sources. I'm literally licensed in this stuff. I just choose to use this platform to do it. So I know I'm not the Wall Street Journal, and heaven forbid that we read other things besides what the corporates are putting out. But I can tell you right now, judging by what's going on in the world electorally, everybody is really unhappy. And the more they try to change it, the more the masters try to do everything they can to keep it in place. So everything is just ruinous. And they can come in and say, look, the system doesn't work. It doesn't work, folks. Why, what you need is a benevolent computer program to run everything. That's what they want. Let's be honest. They don't want you sitting there thinking you're choosing stuff. They don't. Okay? Remember that. But we'll see. You know, we're still able to. Still able to go out there and do the big popularity contest. So they're doing everything they can to mold it in their own image, which is just chaos. So, all right, friends. God bless. Stack, stock, stick to the plan. Keep your hands full when you powder dry. Please, again, hit the like button, leave a comment, and go over to Crisis Report. Link is in the description. And subscribe if you have not subscribed. And check your subscription. Maybe you have been unsubscribed. That has been known to happen magically. I'm sure it's nothing, Anyway, God bless. We'll see you on the next one.